Okay. Hi everybody. My name's Cabe. I'm from the Coles Group. I'm part of our supply chain operations team, and I'm here today to talk to you about delivering into automated DCs. So I think when you look around a conference like this, you can see that in the manufacturing space, automation is alive and ready and well established. But in the grocery retail space, we're probably a bit of a laggard, but absolutely it's landed and automation is here. So it's the right time to be talking to a forum like this around that. So before we kick off, hang on, there we go. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of Coles itself. So Coles is obviously ubiquitous in the Australian retail landscape, but if we look at who we are and what we do, we have about 1,800 customer locations right across the country. So whether that's up in Port Douglas, down in Hobart, or right across to Karratha, we cover the whole of the continent. And we have 20 supermarket distribution centres just servicing those supermarket stores. We are one of Australia's largest employees with 120,000 team members, and we're really proud of that fact. And if you look at the scale of the operation, so we have about 8,000 team members just in our supply chain alone, and we distribute about 19 million cartons a week through those 20 distribution centres. And if you add that up over the year, that's over 1 billion cartons a year that we fire through our DCs. As part of our Together to Zero strategy, we are committed to making a positive impact on the climate, on the environment and our team, and the communities we serve. And as part of that, 45% of the electricity for our supply chain is generated through renewable sources. We also manage a transport business. So we manage about 36% of our inbound freight through our Coles Collect business, and that allows us to partner with our supply base and deliver really great service into our DCs. So that's really important for us. But why are we here today? So like I said, automation is here in the retail landscape. I think we've been talking about it for a long time, saying automation is coming, but automation is here. And what that means is our DCs used to look like that picture on the left, with lots of people firing around on forklifts with scanners and lots of manual processes. And that built a lot of flexibility, a lot of resilience and a lot of adaptability into our supply chain operations. So if we received pallets through the door that were not quite conformant, they'd shifted in transit, we could shunt them with a forklift. If labels weren't in the right place, we could just move where we scanned the items. But that's not the case in an automated world. In an automated world, we look very much like that picture on the right to you guys. So we have lasers to measure contours on pallets, we have weight tables, and everything, we just lose that little bit of flexibility as part of that. And so, like I said, this is a little bit slow, sorry. Like I said, Coles is just started on our automation journey. We are partnering with who we see as key players in the automation space. So we're really proud to partner with Witron, who are obviously one of the established players. They've got over 90 distribution centres, automated food distribution centres around the globe. And there's just no one in the automation space that has the scale, the expertise, that Witron have. We were really proud to open our first automated distribution centre in Queensland last year, and that's gone very, very well, and we're in the final throes of commissioning our New South Wales facility in Kemps Creek. The customer fulfilment centre, the online automated fulfilment, is obviously a lot newer of a proposal, but we're really proud and privileged to partner with Ocado in this. So Ocado have been around since the very beginning of this journey and is well established in the UK and have automated facilities right across the globe, and we're really excited when we've got 2 facilities coming online, one in Melbourne and one in Sydney, and we're really excited to see what that does. We think it'll deliver a step change in the service that we can offer our customers in the automation space. So in terms of the facility itself, we have opened up in Queensland. So we opened Redbank midway through last year. It operates 6 days on inbound, 7 days on outbound, and we receive about 5,000 pallets a day on average. So very quickly after opening, Redbank became our biggest ambient DC in the country. We've got about 18,000 SKUs ranged in that facility in Queensland, and that's really important to us. So I think one of the key learnings over the last few years with COVID, with some of the climate challenges we're having, is resilience and redundancies in supply chain is really, really important. So we've got almost our full SKU range up in Queensland now, and that allows us that agility and the adaptability to offer great service to customers no matter what disruptions we're facing. We've got over 1,000 suppliers that deliver into Redbank, and we've got 240 different carriers that deliver into that facility every single week. We manage about 800 inbound bookings a week, and during peak we were managing well over 200 trucks a day into that facility. So it's delivered some really good benefits for us. Obviously, as a fully automated shed, we take the pallets off the truck and then we don't see them again, basically for the vast majority of our products until they're outbound. That obviously takes a lot of forklift movements, a lot of manual labour out of the facility, but it also allows us a level of inventory accuracy, of master data accuracy that we just haven't experienced before. So it's been a really big step change for our business. But like I said, delivering to automated DCs is a different kettle of fish. It requires a much greater level of conformance and compliance. And I know Michael was just up here in the last presentation talking about barcodes and things like that, and that becomes really, really important in an automated world. So obviously we partner really closely with GS1, as I'm sure a lot of people here do, and they've sort of done an industry scan on what does a level of conformance and compliance look like currently in the landscape. And what they've found is about 25 to 30%, so almost a third of pallets coming into automated facilities have some level of non-conformance or non-compliance. In their data, about 40% of that is related to SSCC issues, and 29% of that is just simply the position of the SSCC on the pallet, which in an automated world is very, very important because the scanner only scans really in one place. 24% mismatching, damage, non-scanning SSCCs, and probably the other one for me at least is 30% of the suppliers on the NPC have a master data quality score of 30% or lower, which, you know, when we're transacting in that more automated world is really, really important because that's what drives all the decisions the machines make. So in this landscape where we're opening facilities and we have a level of challenge out there in conformance and compliance, we're really proactive in this space at Coles, and we've stood up a supply chain conformance team internally at Coles, both centrally and in our site. So we've got 6 full-time auditors across New South Wales and Queensland that manage across 4 of our ambient distribution centres. Now we're really focused on ambient at the moment, obviously because that's where the automation is coming to land, but that doesn't mean in the future space we won't look at a chilled or frozen solution as well. We check pallets not only on inbound, but we check pallets in reserve and in pick slots as well. And we're really checking against our Coles supplier standards there that are over there on the left-hand side. And we've worked really hard through the Trading Partner Forum to make sure they're aligned as part of the Common Delivery Guidelines. But we check against 40 attributes for each of these pallets to measure conformance and compliance. And probably underpinning it there in the bottom left, we have an online platform that allows real-time case management for suppliers. So when a level of conformance issue is identified, we can log it on that platform, and then we can interact with our supplier partners through that platform to manage those individual cases, resolve them, and move on. We also get a really good level of analytics out of that platform. So we can identify who our best performing suppliers are, and we can obviously recognise and celebrate those suppliers, but we can also identify supply partners that have challenges either with individual products or individual transport lanes, and we can work with those to resolve that level of conformance. So we've been running this process for about 2 years now, and it's given us a really good insight as to what's happening out there in the landscape. And I guess if you look at the findings of that program, what we've really found is that 4 issues create 75% of our conformance details. The biggest one in total is pallet wrapping. So whether that's damage to pallet wrapping in transit, whether it's dags or tails hanging off the bottom of the pallet, which doesn't seem like a big issue in a manual world, but in an automation world, they can get caught in conveyors and things like that. And also the pallet coverage of the board, which again doesn't seem a big issue, but we really think that's a lead indicator for the second issue there, which is pallet stabilization. So if that wrap coverage doesn't cover enough of the pallet, it will slip off. That load will become detached from the pallet and it can move in transit. And so you can see a big chunk there is just simply shift in transit. There are out there a number of pallet configurations as well that aren't, I guess, friendly to automated depalletization. So there's really 2 major technologies I think we use in a retail space, which is a clamp around all sides of the layer, and if there's patterns where they will compress and not form a perfect square, they do cause issues with depalletization. And the other one is the suction that you'll see around here as well. And there are a number of pallet configurations with large chimneys or holes in the layers where we cannot lift those with suction quite so much. So we'll continue to work with our supply base to find the right tie highs for pallets inbound to our DC. And then the last one is a really important one, particularly around today, is just carton integrity. So whether that's bulging around shelf-friendly packaging, again, in an automated world, there's lasers and measures, and just pack a pallet in a automated case pick, we do need a level of carton integrity. Or whether it's crushing, either because of pallet weight or from double stacking in transit. Carton integrity is another big issue for us in an inbound conformance world. So I guess if I had to have the crux of the conversation is, the retail landscape will move further and further into automation. This is not a backwards journey, and I know everyone here would appreciate that. But in an automated world, adherence to compliance and standards is crucial. There is a severe lack of flexibility in an automated world, and that means we really do require compliant deliveries. And again, just by focusing on 4 types, we can eliminate 75% of the issues we're currently seeing in our DCs. So there's plenty of help out there. Our ask from Coles, we want to work with suppliers, we want to work with our partners and just get brilliant at the basics. So we do have our supplier standards. Like I said, we've worked really hard to make sure that they're aligned to the common delivery guidelines, so we're not asking for things on an inbound perspective that other retailers are not asking for. As we launch our site, we did this in our Queensland facility, we will do it for the 3 new automated facilities we're going to open. We'll launch a supplier readiness handbook alongside that and in advance of that. And that will give you all the information you need to know to transact and interact with that facility. But I guess the key message for me is we're here to help. We want to work together, and we have a dedicated supply chain conformance team. And you can see the email there in the bottom left, or the QR codes are available there as well. But yeah, we're here to work together and deliver really great, because I think the key message is we all want the products received first time, every time, to get to customers as quickly as they can. So that's really it for today. Thank you all for your time, and I'll be around today if anyone's got any questions or want to chat. Thank you.